Hey, this is Chantel Girardi from Online Business Marketing. And today, one of our live members from one of the previous events has asked us to talk about apps and how you can use an app as part of your small business. And many of you may not have thought, you may see apps and you may not have thought, how do I actually apply this to my business? How do I actually get this working for my business? How does it help my marketing? How do I help market it? How much does it cost? Like, how does this fit into my funnel? So today I'm going to share with you app mastery for small businesses. I'm going to go over the benefits of it, the problem solving of it, the costs of it. Also, I'm going to share with you some simple DIY app software that you can use yourself. I'm going to dumb it down and even show you another easier way that you can teach your clients to turn your website into an app on their phone, on Android and Apple. So I'll share that with you as well. I'm going to share with you some statistics for the left brain people that are not convinced, as well as share with you some success stories of how it has helped other businesses, and then talk about ways that you can actually monetize apps. I think at the end of the day, you have to think of all these things are well and great, but at the end of the day, they all cost money. They all take time to manage it. So you have to go, is this something that I can actually benefit from financially within my business? Is the cost of it going to outweigh the income that I can make from it? And I think as individuals, I'm going to say that first, because a lot of the time we go to marketing, we go to education, and they go, yes, you must have this. Yes, you must have that. And I'm not one of those people. I'm like, you only need what you need to fulfill the strategy within your business. I don't like business owners getting shiny light syndrome and running off in other creative directions that are not actually going to work for their businesses. So really, really important that you sit down and go, is this part of my overall strategy and how can I make it work for me? I think the biggest thing when it comes to sort of having an app for your business is customer engagement. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about my fitness business and how I had one of the first apps and one of the first sort of online app platforms I was one of the first PTs to have it here in Australia. And for me, it was all about keeping the customer engaged, because one thing we learn in the personal training industry is that if somebody misses sessions, it's hard to come back. And when it becomes hard to come back, they become lazier and they're less likely to come back, and they will end their contracts. So for us, it was all about engaging those customers with new, exciting ways to keep them planted in and keep them chugging along and keep them looking at their results through engagement and giving them information, relevant information that was going to help support them along the way, so that they didn't go somewhere else. They didn't go looking elsewhere because we gave them everything that they had. Now, unfortunately, and I'll share this with you because it's the truth, it's what I believe, and it's what I believe that you should not do. And that is, online stuff does not replace personable touch points. It does not replace picking up the phone. It does not replace that one-on-one time or even that group time. Because we all know that during COVID, when everybody went online, we all got excited at first, and then we all got the South African word gutful, which is gutsful, and where we all went, that's enough. We don't want to be online anymore. And we were craving intimacy and human support. So all the people that were saying, get an app, do an online course, do a group recorded program, do an evergreen webinar. People are not showing up for that stuff because it's not engaging. It's not personable. People still want to see a person. They still want those touch points. They still want those check-ins. So regardless of whether or not you're going to use an app as part of your online marketing strategy, I encourage you to consider that, because that on its own is not going to work. An app on its own is not going to work. It just won't. So who can benefit from an app? I definitely feel like it does definitely benefit other businesses more so than other businesses. Okay. Thinking of a restaurants, it works really well, but the user friendliness of it is really important. Retail stores, there's the swimwear label that I always buy from. It's called Cupshe. They do swimwear. That they're in Australia. They're a US brand. They have an app which makes it so easy, because I can go on there. It notifies me if there's sales, if there's like a 2-for-1, or something in my size, there's a limited amount left in my size. So they've really considered the customer journey for me. So when I get that notification, I go, oh my gosh, you've got my size. They know that, I bought something previously in that style and I'm getting a notification. I literally can go buy it, as opposed to an email coming in where I go, oh, I've got to go look at an email of general stuff. The app is actually prescribing what I may like. It's intuitive. And it's so user-friendly, which is super, super awesome. So yeah, it's definitely important for it to be service-orientated. You have to explore the costs that are involved with it. You've got to make sure that it is streamlined for the customer. It's got to be user-friendly. It's all about improving the customer's experience to boost your bottom line. So to me, unless your app can be better than your website, why would you? Unless it was something else. Recently we held a webinar which was talking about an exit strategy, and we were talking about a strategy where it wasn't based on the business owner's time or the business owner's personal branding so they can sell the business. So then in that regard, for a service-based business, they could have an app which doesn't have their personal brand necessarily attached to them, which means then that they could sell that app. So for example, for someone like Alison, if it's a kinesiology app, and it's all around muscle testing that they can do, muscle testing, meditation, essential oil blends, and it wasn't necessarily attached to Alison Dunlop Kinesiology or Alison Dunlop, but it was just well branded and strong in its own capacity by a qualified kinesiologist, you could build that and you could sell it and you could run ads behind it. So you have to look at it. Is it going to be attached to your business, or is it better not attached to your business? You have to look at that overall strategy. So one of the biggest problems that an app solves is enhancing customer engagement, meaning that it can be done on the run. So for example, I'm just going to use Alison again because it's kind of left field, but I'm going to show how you can make it work. Because if we go for Alison's business, if people are out and about, they're going for a walk, they want a muscle test, or perhaps they're having an anxiety attack inside a shopping center while they're doing their Christmas shopping, it is customer friendly and user friendly for it to be ready on an app to go 3-minute exercise you can do in the bathroom when you're having a panic attack at the shopping center, or you can do in your car. It's solving a problem. And the need is to be mobile with you. Okay. So that's really important. Then I think about someone like my business and I think, well, they could be listening to me while they go for a walk on YouTube, but they can do that anywhere on their phone. They can do it anyway on their phone, on YouTube. So they don't really need it. But I am going to show you a way that you can add your website as an app to your phone later on. So just make sure that you stay for that. So marketing your app. At the end of the day, your app could be your best kept secret. There are so many apps that are out there. And I know that I personally prescribe to Hypnosis app. And this Hypnosis app has all these, and I got there via a Facebook ad. I would have got there via an ad. Got to the ad, bought a subscription to this Hypnosis, and every month they drop hypnosis routines into the app. So therefore, I can then do those when I'm in my camper van, or I can, I don't need to get my laptop out. I don't need to necessarily log into that website to do it. It's simply on an app and I push play and I can do that. So marketing is really important, because without marketing, you're not going to know it. At the end of the day, you've obviously got to leverage social media platforms. Paid advertising is something that you could look at doing as well. Again, I always believe that type of thing needs to be done by a professional who's not going to screw you. Did I say that out loud? Yes, I did. And then I think it's really important that, where am I? Sorry. It's really important that you continue to build your email list. So again, following the fundamentals of having a lead magnet, which is a free resource that your ideal customer needs to build your list, to then nurture and get to buy the app. Okay. Your webinar funnel, a lead magnet funnel, a competition funnel. These are all great things that can be used to draw attention to your app. Influencers, affiliate marketing, or I think we've got 37 lead generation marketing tactics on the website. They're all great things that you can do in order to generate traffic to your app. But you've got to make sure, of course, that it's a streamlined process, because at the end of the day, somebody has to manage it. Someone has got to keep the content up to date, keep the system up to date, make sure that all the order processing is happening, and making sure that everything's working efficiently. So cost of developing an app. Look, it depends on the complexity of the features. I recently helped one of my clients apply for a government grant to get funding for an app for their business. They were in the mental health space and they wanted a mental health app that they could get, but they specifically wanted accountability features, so scoring and accountability features. And therefore, to design a custom build like that, it was going to cost around $20,000 in order to do that, because they wanted the accountability, the scoring, the personal aspect of that, because they identified that if the app's just talking at them and there's no accountability coming back the other side, it's not going to last. It's not going to get results, and getting results for them was fundamental. It was a priority. So you have to make sure that whatever features you want in it, it's obviously going to cost more. But you've got to make sure that it still works for you and still works for the customer, because a cheap one for you may not work for them. Ongoing maintenance and updates, you have to consider that there's going to be a cost on that as well. So how do you develop an app on a budget? Well, small businesses can use DIY app builders. So get out your pens and papers, because here's a few. But AppyPie, so APPY, AppyPie, BuildFire, or Good Barber, all allow you to design and launch an app with minimal coding skills. There's obviously going to be a cost attached to it, an ongoing cost. I know that with my personal training business, the app that we bought, I think there was an ongoing fee, and then I think that there was like an ongoing subscription that was monthly to use the platform, and then I think I had to pay per people, or the platform allowed me to have a certain amount of people, then the price went up. So you've got to make sure that you build that in as well. All right. So AppyPie is an easy to use app builder that requires no coding skills. Bumble is a visual web development platform for creating web and mobile apps. So that one's called, Bubble, not Bumble. I'm thinking about online dating platform. Bubble, not Bumble. Thunkable is ideal for those who want a platform without coding experience, and it enables you to do ones that are on Android and iOS. So I'm going to say this again. I had a client who went and developed an app. The app could only be used on Apple. They kept saying it was coming to Android, and for I think a whole year, it didn't go to Android. So therefore, only Apple users could use it. So then you've got to change your whole marketing plan, because Android users can't use it. So I would definitely make sure that you can use it on both Android and iOS apps. And then there is App Presser, APP Presser, PRESSE, which is for WordPress. So if you have a WordPress website, App Presser allows you to convert it into a mobile app. I have not looked into it. I just did that with my Googles this morning and had a look, and I'm certainly going to be looking at App Presser, because it's obviously with WordPress, and having a look. What I have found recently, though, is sometimes the apps within a software aren't necessarily the cheapest. Sometimes they're the best. Sometimes they're way more expensive. It's kind of like going for your Toyota service at a Toyota versus going to your Toyota service at another dealership. There's still other dealerships that aren't great, but you want to make sure you still find a good one, right? So we've all, here's a couple of examples. You think about restaurants now and how you can scan a QR code, you can go straight to the app and you can add it. When COVID first came out and we all had to do it, everyone was so annoyed with the whole process of having to wear their glasses and having to find their products on the app. What's really interesting to know is they made it more customer friendly, and how they did that was by reducing the amount of things available on the app. I don't know if you've noticed, but if you go to Uber Eats, or if you go to the restaurants with the apps and you go to order, most of the time there's actually less options available on the app, but people order and find something they want anyway, because a confused mind buys nothing. they'll get up and walk away. So they realize that if they reduce the amount on the app to choose from, people would stay and order. So they just made sure they had their ones. But many of the people love the fact that there are loyalty programs. So there's something in it for them. By doing it, it keeps record of how much they are ordering. And therefore, they now get loyalty programs and push notifications when there's special promotions. So, for example, if it's your birthday, they might message you and say, happy birthday, you've got a free coupon or free coffee to come in. So people are using it now because they are incentivized to use those apps. So again, think of how you can make that work for you. A fashion store. Okay, so I gave the example of Cupshe and how they use it. So I'm not going to go into that, but think of businesses like Shein and Temu and all those other businesses where it is so easy just to go in and order from an app. And in fact, if you go to the website will say, for a better experience, for an easier experience, go to the app, because the app is actually more intuitive than the website. All right, so let's talk about some statistics. So a survey conducted by Local Analytics said that those who adopted mobile apps experienced a 30% increase in customer engagement compared to those solely using a website. This has got to be industry specific, okay? Please remember that, because I think for service-based businesses like myself, it's definitely going to be different. Sales growth. So mobile app users reported 50% faster revenue growth. Again, it has to be revenue. It doesn't say which industry here, but the industry has to play a part. Customer loyalty. I kind of believe this one. 50% of small businesses with mobile apps reported an increase in customer loyalty, emphasizing the impact of direct communication and a personalized experience. So I think that loyalty part is super, super, super important. Time and cost savings. This one was interesting because 25% of businesses said that they increased productivity and cost efficiency by using an app versus their website. And I think, again, it might be the fact that it is maybe easier to run. The right app might be easier to run than an actual website. And global reach. So 34% of small businesses reported an expansion in their customer base beyond local boundaries after they launched an app. All right, so how do you make money, honey? So monetization. Well, offer a premium model, which means you can download the app for free and get, one or two things for free, but they've got to pay for the premium. So therefore, you're constantly saying to them, oh, look, if you want more, you've got to pay for more. Number 2 is in-app advertising. So you partner with businesses to display targeted ads to their users. Now, this one's interesting because I'm showing you how you can make money from if you had an app and you got people to advertise in your app. But it also made me want to bring to the forefront here, you can find people who've got your audience, who've got an app, and you can advertise in their app because they've got your audience. Okay, so think of it from the other side. Number 3, subscription models. And I spoke about, the personal training app that I had, where it was a subscription model where people paid. I built that in. So you could either come to personal training and not have the online support, or for a little bit fraction more, you could have the online support. And most people just like the fact that they had the accountability and the additional recipes and support all dropped through to them. So they paid a subscription for that. Although, as I said, I actually built the subscription into that, but it was subscription based. And then number 4 is selling merchandise or digital goods through the app. So affiliate marketing programs as well. So again, think referral partnerships and way that you could be selling things in there. So at the end of the day, it's absolutely crucial that you analyze your users' behavior. It's not about whether or not you want an app because you think an app is cool. It's about whether or not your customer would prefer an app to engage with you and whether or not you can profit more from it. So consider their behavior, get feedback, and consider your monetization strategy to ensure that it's going to be a sustainable and profitable app business. You don't want to set up, spend $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 doing it getting all your customers across there, and it doesn't work, and now you've got to you've still got to carry on paying for it, or throw it down the toilet. So you make sure that whatever you get into, that you've thought about carefully. All right, so now I'm going to share with you how you can turn your website into an app on your clients' phones. Okay, it is super easy. So for those of you watching right now, grab your Android or grab your phone. I'm going to talk you through it, and then you can do it. So in 3 steps, this is the 3 steps that you'll be sharing with your clients to get them to add it. So let's use Leah's as an example. Leah sells clear burn candles. Leah could say to her clients, if you want to have Clean Burn Candle as an app on your phone, so you don't have to keep looking for it, so that you can have your gifts on hand. Every time you need a gift, it's on hand. You can go to your phone, and it's an app. You just push it and you're straight away on the website. These are your 3 steps, and you can talk people through it. Okay. Same with you, Harry. You can say, this is how you can add it as an app on your phone. Therefore, if you're selling or you're looking for a new one, you don't have to keep going to your website and trying to find, you don't have to keep going to the website and trying to find your business. You can simply just go to your apps, and there it is. You click it, and straight away you've got the directory, okay, for hair and beauty salon sales. So step number 1 is open your phone. So straight away go to, if you're on an Apple, go to Chrome. And if you're on Android, go to Chrome for both of them. Go to Chrome on Android or on, so Chrome. Open up your website. So just put your URL on and make sure that you're at the home page. So make sure you're not on one of your service pages, but you're actually at the main home page. All right, then right at the top, and I'm looking on an Apple, but Android would be something very similar. There is a share button, okay, which is a box with an arrow that's up. So if you click on that and you scroll that page up, I have to scroll that page up for my Apple, it will say add to home screen, or for, I think, Android, or if you're in Safari, it will say add a bookmark. And when you say add to home screen.
Can you repeat that? Just slow down a bit.
Yeah, sure. So you've gone to Chrome, you've opened up your website. So you're looking at your website homepage. Yep. Go up to the URL, and next to the URL, don't click it, but next to the URL, there's a square with an up arrow.
Right, on the left-hand side in this case.
Maybe on the left, mine's on the right, but all our phones will be different. If you click that, a whole bunch of options come up. Scroll up for those options and find add to home screen or bookmark. What I'm going to do is carry on, because we're recording, I'm just going to carry on talking away through, and then at the end we'll do it, because if some of you are stuck. But add to bookmark, and then it'll ask you to give it a name. So you can give it a name and you say save, and that will actually create your website as an app on your phone. Okay, so embracing technology is absolutely awesome, especially mobile technology, where I think it's 80% of businesses are basically purchasing off a mobile. So it can be a game changer for your business, but you have to make sure that you have addressed specific challenges that you may have, and that you are absolutely customer focused about looking at how you can enhance the customer experience, and how you can keep the costs down and make it more user-friendly for yourself. So that is it today for how you can master apps for your business. For the live audience that are watching the recording today, to be part of the discussion that we're about to have, where we're going to ask how we can actually incorporate it into our individual businesses, answer any questions, and even discuss what our next topic is going to be. You do need to be part of the live audience, which means you do need to be a VIP member or a current client. All the links will be in the comments below.